The TrekWorks YouTube channel is sponsored by Tenant Controls, makers of lighting kits, soundboards, and more. Tenant Controls brings your models to life. And by HDA Model Works, suppliers of scale model lighting products, detail parts, and complete model kits. Visit HDAModelWorks.com today. Hey there again, everybody. Well, we're back again and finally able to show you the Doomsday Machine diorama completely finished. I got my decal set in from JT Graphics, and it took a little while, but it was worth the wait. The decal set was really nice, much improved over the decals that come with this old AMT Ertl 1/1600 scale kit that I worked with here to build the Constellation. And I'm real happy with it. You can see looking at it now, it's all finished up. You can see there at the top of the saucer that the fonts for the letters and everything are much more accurate. They're not as blocky looking, and the nice thing is that NCC 1017 number was already curved to fit the saucer, whereas the old decal set you had to cut out the numbers individually and get all that shape worked out. But you can see it adds a lot of detail on the model, even the little pinstripes and everything on the spine and the paneling there on the pylons and all that. So you get a lot more with this than you would have gotten with the old AMT. Even the little window decals and everything are all over it. Got them down here along the sides and everything. Kind of hard to see some of them with all the damage I did to this, but we've got our lighting effects in this working now too. Our control board is working. You can see we've got the little kind of short-circuiting effect there going on in that one open hole there with some kind of blue flashes that go on every once in a while. And then around towards the front here we have the flickering kind of fire effect that I decided to put into this. And along this side over here, if I can get you down there and show you that, if it'll show up, should be able to see it there. And then, of course, we got the little lights on the sides of the secondary hull there for the auxiliary control room that I wanted to kind of, simulate where Decker might be sitting in the ship when they discover it. So it turned out really cool. We've got our Doomsday Machine. We had that finished up earlier, and you guys have already pretty much seen that. And we got our little Enterprise that came with the Doomsday Machine kit mounted on there with the phaser banks firing and everything. So what I've done on this also is I've put some sound effects and lighting into it. We have the Disruptor Effect that I showed you on the last video that hits the Constellation with the sound effect, and then I also put some dialogue and action sequences from the original episode. So I'm going to come back here, I'll turn the lights down, and we'll play all that for you and call this one a wrap. Be right back, everybody. Okay, everybody, well, here's how the diorama looks in some low light. You can see we've got our red glowing going on underneath of the base there, which I talked about back at the beginning. Just some red LED strip tape I mounted underneath of the perimeter there to give it a little something extra. And then here you can see the effects on the model. They didn't actually have that on the original model, but I figure they probably would have done something a little extra on that if they would have had the budget back then. But we have our electrical shorting effects going on there. We've got our fire going on here in the front, and some shorting in that compartment as well. And then over here on the side we have some flickering flames. My reasoning on that is that it's it's true it's a vacuum in space and you wouldn't really see any fire, but I believe that the ship's environmental control system is still trying to put oxygen into the breached areas of the hull, and that's what's feeding the fires and everything. So just kind of some fun thinking on that part. But that's how it looks, and I'm really happy with I'm happy that with the scale of this model that I chose to do the constellation. Like I said, it worked out a lot better than my original plan with the 1/1000 scale kit. It would have just been too big and totally dominated the front part of the display here. And you know, the Doomsday Machine is obviously supposed to be a lot bigger, but we're just talking about a kind of an imagined forced perspective view here, where the constellation is in the foreground and the Doomsday Machine is off quite a bit in the distance there. But there's our lighting on the Doomsday Machine and all that. So I've got some dialogue and sound effects I put into this, so let's go ahead and play that for you, and then we'll wrap this whole thing up. Here we go with the Doomsday Machine.
I'm picking up a ship to activating.
Trying to raise it, Lieutenant. Have it on the sensors, Captain. By configuration, a starship. Stopped in space, she appears to be drifting. It's the constellation. Look at that. She may have been wrecked by whatever destroyed these solar systems. Full evaluation of the damage to the constellation. All power plants dead. Reserve energy banks operative at a very low power level. The entire bridge is damaged and uninhabitable. We're going to board her. Spock, you're in command. Check the engines. The warp drivers are hopeless pilot junk. Banks, exhausted. They didn't give up without a battle. But where are they? Computer system is still intact. We can play back the duplicate captain's log from the auxiliary control room. What happened to your ship, Matt? A ship? Attacked that thing. What thing? What was it? They say there's no devil, Jim. But there is right out of it. Hell, I saw it. What does it look like? Well, it's miles long, with a maw that could swallow a dozen starships, destroys planets, chops them into rubble. Belay that blast order, helmsman. 180-degree turn, hard about. We're going to attack. Course, 32 degrees Mark 10. Deflectors at full power. Ready on main phaser banks.
Okay, so there's the dialogue that I put into this, and we'll finish this up. I'll play the Disruptor Effect that we have on the constellation here and show you how that looks once more. Okay, everybody, well, there you have it. That's the Doomsday Machine. Real happy with how the model turned out. Had a lot of fun working on this, and sometime down the road I'm going to do a couple more of these little diorama scenes from my favorite episodes of the original series. Maybe do a Balance of Terror one, and some of my other favorites, kind of maybe thinking about the City on the Edge of Forever Guardian That'd be really cool to scratch build that and light that all up and make it talk and everything. So hopefully we'll get to that some point down the road here. Well, thanks for checking it out, everybody, and hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch up with you a little bit later. Until then, take care and happy modeling, everybody.